hello, everyone. Oh, quiet down. Welcome to the Brant Show. Today we're gonna have a little chat on some of the stuff that social media does to our brains and our social well-being. So the topic we're gonna discuss today is how sex and TV shows influence us negatively. So I'm gonna have three small points today, and I'm gonna give two examples of. There's so many examples of how sex is in TV, but I'm just gonna give two examples. So first, let's start with the 3 reasons why it's bad. Number 1, misrepresentation of relationships and impact on emotional well-being. So this is quite simple. Like television shows, it just emphasizes just a distort reality of relationships. Like when it makes us think that relationships are supposed to be meant just for sex and no talking. It's just that should be the top of your priority, which shouldn't be true. It focuses on extreme moments rather than genuine emotional connections. Like some of the examples I'm gonna name, it's bad because it's all sex. It doesn't focus on how you connect with the person emotionally, and that just watching this kind of stuff can seriously affect you negatively because it just gives you such a skewed thing of why it's bad, or it gives you a skewed reason on what is real. When you watch these shows, especially when you're young, these shows, people young as 14, 15 can watch these shows. It's just so bad because our brain isn't developed enough yet, because we don't I didn't have a girlfriend when I was 14, but you just get this oh, this is what a relationship looks like, which isn't true, and then it distorts our whole world to thinking that it's just about sex and stuff, which is really bad, and it's just nasty to think about. And these shows are on Netflix and mainstream cable. The 2 examples I'm gonna name are literally on Netflix and on mainstream cable. It's crazy how they allow that to watch this. And then just the whole show, all these shows I'm gonna name, all it is, it's nothing about anything else. It's just about sex. Just about sex. That's the first example. My second point is normalizing bad values and stereotypes. It's just, it's this world that we live in. Society and media, they know what we're attracted to. Our human brain is attracted to sex, which it's a good and a bad thing, because it can be good for inside of marriage and stuff, but bad because we can fall into temptations like such. These shows focus on stuff that we're wired to watch, so they know what brings in the money. They don't care about what people of well-being. They just care about making money, and they don't really. They make values that they think it's okay for people to have sex outside of marriage. They think it's okay just to sleep around with other people, and they just make these shows normalize what these bad people think about sex. Sex is a good thing, but it should be preserved inside of marriage. And when these shows put in our brain that it can be outside of marriage, we can sleep around with anyone we want, it just creates bad for society. And these stereotypes for women, I feel bad because they literally, it breaks my heart because I feel women have a very bad stereotype of if you have sex with a couple dudes, you're a whore. Sorry, can I say that? You're I don't know, profitable, you know what I'm saying. And it's bad because when people see these shows, they're these women are such, all women are like this, all women suck, all women are like this. And in reality, we just need to realize that it's not about that, because it shouldn't be like this. And it's the same for men. Men get off easy with this kind of stuff, but they're just the same way how it shouldn't be. They shouldn't sleep around with other women. All right, the 2 examples, the one you've been waiting for. Holy cow. The first example, you all know and love, The Bachelor and Bachelorette. Yep, I know. Here's the thing about The Bachelor and Bachelorette. The fact that he is dating like 20 women, it's just like, so how do we normalize this? How do we normalize this in a show? How do we like think this is normal? It's insane to me. It's so stupid. And like, it messes with our brain, because if you didn't know, the final 3, they have a thing called fantasy suites, where they go on a date, and at the end, they could spend the night. And usually, he has sex with 3 different women each week. Each of their weeks, he has sex with all 3 of them, usually. The prime example that I know happened a couple of seasons ago with Clayton. Clayton thought it was a good idea to have sex with 2 women. And guess what happened? He fell in love. And he was also loving the 3rd woman, who also, she left because the first 2 had sex with him. But he said he was in love with all 3 of them. I'm gonna show you a clip right now, but the fact that we can't realize that when you have sex, it creates that emotional bond that doesn't break. When you have sex with 3 different women, obviously you're gonna fall in love with 3 different women. He only had sex with 2 of them, but he fell in love with 2 and actually loved the 3rd. And it was just crazy. Here's the clip.
This is the hard part to say, but like, I was in love with her. And I was in love with each of you too. I am in love with both of you. And I also was intimate with both of you. I know it's not easy to hear, but I do believe like that there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
You can just tell how distraught they are from what he's done. And he ends up with none of the women. They all 3 leave, and he gets 0 women because he decided to have sex with all 3 of them. Like, I couldn't even imagine being on a show and watching this girl kiss 19 other dudes while I'm on it. It's crazy to me. Okay. The second example I have for you guys as we're coming into this video. The worst show I think I've ever seen in my entire life. Too Hot to Handle. This show just screams what I'm trying to preach to you guys. Excuse me. They literally, this way, they put a bunch of hot people in a place, and they say, tricking them, saying this is a normal TV show, and then say, actually, you're on a Too Hot to Handle. They have like $200,000 to start, and every time they do something sexual, money gets taken away from the pool. And at the end, they all split it up. So they try to save up the money by not doing any sexual things. And what do you think happens? Yep. They all fail. It gets like, they fail. And fail.
Awfully good on me.
And fail. And fail. I mean, this just shows you, like, the world is so skewed. I can't do it. It's terrible what they're doing. And the show is just garbage. I have three ways we can try to fix this, because we're in a deep hole. Like, people, they just want money. They don't care about what the kind of stuff that people are putting in their minds. Hold each other accountable. Like, I feel like if you see your friends watching, be like, yo, turn on something different. Like, hold people accountable. Like, you shouldn't be watching that. You shouldn't be watching that. Number 2, set clear boundaries. I'm gonna watch more TV you watch, the more like you are. So I'm gonna watch TV for this much time. I'm only gonna watch this kind of stuff. I'm not gonna watch this kind of stuff. Set clear boundaries. So like, even if a show like, oh, could I watch this? No, not even an episode. And third, like I said before, the first one, just turn on something else. Watch a comedy, watch a horror movie for, that's still kind of bad. Watch a, whatever, just don't watch this kind of stuff because it messes with your brain and just makes you not do good. I hope media changes the way they produce shows and maybe actually good shows instead of just this crap. So, thank you for joining me on the talk show, and see you guys next week.